videos have surfaced of Brian Harpool, who was Charlie Kirk's security leading up to his death. He has since been fired from Turning Point USA, and many have questioned his involvement in what took place.
Do you ever feel unsafe when it gets to this amount of numbers? Has there ever been any scare?
Why do you think that they tore up and paved over the crime scene so quickly?
I have had and asked that at least 10 times. And I said, I don't understand the exigency of why they did that.
Everyone's sending me the same footage of Charlie Kirk's final moments before he died. And the part people can't stop talking about is what happened right after. Because now a lot of viewers are convinced Charlie's own security team may have stopped medics from helping him. And baby, that is not a small accusation. But before we get into why people are saying Charlie's team may have blocked medical help, we need to talk about what the footage actually shows after he was shot. Because that's where this whole story starts getting messier by the second. So the version they're sticking to is basically that it was chaos, people panicked, and security was just trying to get Charlie out of danger as fast as possible. That's what they said anyway. Nobody's pretending people would be calm and graceful in that moment.
People start screaming. I'm like, okay, there's a shooting. Me and the guy next to me, we yell, get down. People start hitting the ground. Everybody was loud. Everybody's screaming.
But the other problem with that is the footage doesn't just look panicked. It looks disorganized, rushed, and weirdly controlling at the exact moment trained medical staff should have mattered most. Plus, a lot of people were already side-eyeing the setup of the event itself.
Then I'm like, okay, now I'm safe to go. The security detail was pathetic. I got a ticket ahead of time. I got it for free somehow. I didn't even have to sign. I didn't even have to show them like my ID when I was getting the ticket. I show up. I go up to the desk and I'm like, is there somewhere I need to show my ticket? And they're like, oh yeah, over there. There's a guy over there. There was no guy.
Charlie was outside in a packed open area with surrounding rooftops and buildings overlooking the venue. Later reporting made it even worse because it came out that there was no rooftop monitoring, no drone surveillance, no bag checks, and not much visible law enforcement for a crowd that large. So right away, people were asking how security let the environment get that exposed in the first place. But here's where it gets worse. After Charlie's hit, the footage people keep replaying seems to show everybody rushing in at once, and then almost immediately moving him out. And this is the detail people keep going back to, because critics are saying the team looked more focused on grabbing Charlie and getting him away than letting medics stabilize him on the spot. The absence of 911 calls and the decision to turn away medical personnel and their equipment remains on the long list of logical questions. Another said, I've never seen a more obvious cover-up. Who treats a gunshot neck wound like this? No treatment, no medical staff, no ambulance. The security staff is supposed to secure the area, not drag Charlie out like a sack of potatoes. Look at this part right here. Someone pointed out how they shove him in the car so violently. Because if Charlie suffered a catastrophic neck wound, then the first thing people expect is pressure being kept on that wound continuously. So when people watched the footage and felt like they weren't clearly seeing proper medical handling, a whole narrative changed after that. Because were they actually trying to save him in the best way possible? Or were they making panicked decisions that may have cost precious time? Some of you were already calling out the weird behavior before the shot. People pointed to members of the security team checking watches, exchanging glances, making subtle gestures, and one guy in particular acting strangely close to the moment Charlie was hit.
Did Charlie Kirk's security give a signal right before he was unalived? Listen, I need you guys to watch this video. It's nothing graphic. It's not going to show anything aside from his security. So I need to know what people think about this.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
What the was the guy in the black doing?
But that's not even the weirdest part, because one of the clips people keep bringing up shows a man connected to the scene running away from the immediate area.
So let's see what he actually does.
Suddenly, he was in a position where he was filming the aftermath as Charlie's being carried out. And then there's the SD card part. People online also started talking about footage that appears to show someone handling or removing an SD card right after the shooting.
Safety team is here. I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said.
It literally feels like too many suspicious details are stacking up at once. Some of you genuinely think this all points to something coordinated, that the security team's actions were too strange, too controlling, and too badly timed to just be brushed off as panic. One fan pointed out, so weird that these guys are handling his body and not EMTs. Furthermore, they have no idea where the hospital is. If they did plan for that and knew the route to the hospital, it would make more sense to just having an ambulance on standby if that level of planning was done. So now people are asking the real question. Was this an incompetent response that completely fell apart in public? Or did Charlie's team actually prevent the kind of medical help that could have given him a better chance? Because if it's the second one, that changes everything. Even Charlie Kirk's head of security, Brian Harpole, gave an exclusive interview, and he was suspicious.
We might want to put a hold on that. Nobody went back and asked questions to the school or said, hey, well, let's do a FOIA and do some back digging on that that's not protected under this evidentiary gag order.
And next, we need to get into the footage people are connecting to the moments right before the shot, because once you see why viewers are calling some of those actions suspicious too, this medic controversy starts looking even uglier. Something's not right, and as always, the truth will come out, so keep digging.